There were 7 guys on the depth chart when I got there. Scott Dreisbach, who was the year ahead of me. Brian Greasy, who was a year ahead of that. Jason Carr was going into his 5th year. Scott Loeffler was this highly recruited quarterback out of Ohio. I remember being out there the first day of practice and being like, man, I'm better than these guys. Now, of course, I wasn't, but just that was always my attitude.
Michigan is continuing to try to get Henson more and more opportunities to go out there and get experience because his upside is so much higher than Tom Brady's.
He says, I want to be the starting quarterback at Michigan. He was the skinniest kid you ever saw in your life, talking about he wanted to be a quarterback at Michigan. It went from there to helping him understand I could not get him a starting job at Michigan. There's nothing I could do about that. My job was to convince him that whether he ever started a game at Michigan, that he's got to be prepared to be the best player on the team. And if he's doing his job to be the absolute best possible competitor on that floor, on that field, period, he'll have a shot.
He said, Coach, I'm not going to leave, and I'm going to prove to you that I'm the best quarterback. There's no question, as I looked into his eyes, he had a goal in mind, and he was not going to be denied.
Can you name the guys who were picked ahead of you, Tom?
The quarterbacks, Chad Pennington was picked in the 1st round. Chris Redmond was picked in the 3rd round. Giovanni Carmazzi was picked in the 3rd round, I think. T. Martin was picked in the 5th round. Spurgeon Wynn was picked. There was one other guy, small school guy, Mark Bolger.
At the combine, when you watch Tom, you saw this tall, gangly-looking kid. Looked like having ever seen a weight room. Ran a 5.2 something. One of the slowest quarterbacks in the combine. Does he wow you throwing the ball? There were some other guys that could shoot it, and he had just an okay arm.
Poor build, skinny, lacks great physical stature and strength.
Lacks mobility and ability to avoid the rush, lacks a really strong arm, can't drive the ball downfield, does not throw a really tight spiral.
System-type player who can get exposed if forced to add lift and gets knocked down easily.
That kind of gets me fired up because I'm thinking, you know, what the hell do these people know? A lot of people don't believe in you. It was obvious by, 6 other quarterbacks taken and 198 other picks. And I always felt, you know what, once I get my shot, I'm going to be ready. I'm going to really take advantage of that.
This skinny beanpole of a young man walked over to me and said, Hi, Mr. Kraft. I want to introduce myself. I'm Tom Brady. I said, I know who you are. You're our 6th round draft choice. And I always remember he looked me like a laser, eye to eye, and he said, That's right, and I'm the best decision this organization has ever made.
I remember we were out in California for a wedding, and he was talking, and he said, I'm going to beat out Drew Bledsoe. And I go, we call each other Coach. I go, Coach, this is Drew Bledsoe, Pro Bowl quarterback. He goes, I'm telling you. And he starts throwing that ball harder at me and harder. And I got no gloves on. He's ripping my hands to shreds. And he goes, I'm going to beat him out. You just watch.
Right there, good. Ready to see it, Brady. That's the best series you've had in camp.
I would bring a level of competitiveness to practice for myself because if I didn't play well, I didn't think I'd be playing on the weekend. So when I come to the Patriots, that's how I treat Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. I'm out there at practice today, and it wasn't the best day of practice, And I think, man, I sure hope they're not looking for my replacement after that day of practice. And I always want to feel like I'm the best quarterback for this team. I want to earn it every single day because I think that's what's going to be best for the team. And if you can't preach that message to your teammates and you think you're entitled to something, like you're in the wrong business and you're going to lose a lot of games. I think you got to get up and earn it every single day.
Brady, who tonight playing in his 7th Super Bowl, the most of any player in Super Bowl history, will be gunning for a record-setting 5th win. Throws down the middle in traffic. Gets by Edelman. Toss kick right for James White. Maybe the goal! Touchdown! And a title! They have completed the greatest comeback in Super Bowl history.
To beat this team and to get down 28-3, it was just a lot of mental toughness by our team, and we're all going to remember this for the rest of our life.
Here's a guy that's, one of the greatest quarterbacks in history, yet he still has that chip on his shoulder to be the very best. And he wants to prove those people that doubted him that they're wrong.
Airs it out, downfield. Randy Moss is there. Touchdown!
Lacks great physical stature and strength.
Lacks mobility and ability to avoid the rush. Does not throw a really tight spiral.
System-type player who can get exposed if forced to add lift.
It means they missed the most important part. They didn't understand what drives somebody.
We didn't open up his chest and look at his heart. We didn't look at that. I don't know if anybody did. And what kind of spine he has, and resiliency, and all the things that are making him really great right now.